We are live in downtown Toronto at the Free Times Cafe. My name is Lindsay Gladstone. I'm the festival director, Brian Gladstone's daughter, and I've been voluntold to volunteer at Winterfolk for the last 20 years, and we're super excited to be here tonight. This is our first stream previewing the 20th annual Winterfolk Festival. I will be your host this evening, and next year's festival dates are February 18, 19, and 20, 2022. Online donations can be made on the Winterfolk website. Visit winterfolk.com/stream. Your support is greatly appreciated, and we thank you so much, the Roots community and all of us here tonight, for making Winterfolk possible. And of course, all the beautiful people in the audience, we appreciate you so much. Before we get to the show, we'd love to acknowledge and thank the Canadian Heritage Foundation for their support and contribution to the Winterfolk Festival. And now let's get to the fun part. Our first performers tonight are Brian Gladstone and Tony Corrington. Brian Gladstone and Bonnie Gladstone, excuse me. Brian Gladstone is a world-class fingerstyle guitarist, an innovative songwriter, and an eloquent storyteller. He's been at the helm of Winterfolk Blues and Roots Festival for the past 20 years. His age is showing. Tony Corrington. Moving along. Tony Corrington is an award-winning producer and a songwriter and a very versatile guitarist. Without further ado, please welcome our first act for the evening, Brian Gladstone, Tony Corrington, and Bonnie Gladstone.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. And thanks to everybody for coming out. Our first song is called New Boy. And I wrote it when I saw my grandson walk across his kitchen floor for the first time. And I thought, what a monumental moment in the life of a young man. So this is called New Boy. New boy walked across the kitchen floor today. A giant step for mankind, young man on his way. He's safe and he's warm, he's loved a special way. Oh, what a glorious day since you came my way. New boy took his first day of school today. Stopped to pick some daisies, made some friends to play. He knows all the rules and does everything his own. The world seems oh so bright since you shone your light. New boy kissed his first girl today. Tingles through his fingertips, rocked his world away. He knows how to share and give his heart away. He found a good woman to make him do his best, and love will do the rest. Tony Corrington. New boy looked into his father's eyes today. I love you so much, Daddy. How can you treat my world this way? I cannot drink the water and the smoke blocks out the day. Our children's life is our only word. Now they must save the earth. New boy made the world a better place today. Stop to plant some daisies, Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Brian, Bonnie, and Tony Corrington. Can we get another round of applause from the audience for that fantastic trio? That was incredible. So Brian is going to be joining us in just a moment, but before then, I just want to remind everybody about the Winterfolk dates for next year, February 18, 19, and 20. No problem, Father. That's quite all right. You can visit the website, www.winterfolk.com, for more information. And if you'd like to make a donation, jump on winterfolk.com/stream. And we appreciate all of your donations in advance. Thank you so much for supporting the Roots community. My father's on the wrong side, so excuse me while we just do a little shimmy.
Oh,
Melanie Peterson will be on stage shortly. But first, we're going to be joined by Winterfolk director and founder, and my father, who's a fantastic dresser. No bias at all. Round of applause for Brian once again, everybody. Hello, sir. That was a great set. How are you feeling?
I feel marvelous. I was really anxious before, but once you get into the first song, it's a great audience, and how can you feel other than energized?
I agree totally. It's a great in-home audience and live on location audience, so thank you for that. Now, Brian, you must be super happy that Winterfolk is now in its 20th year. Tell us about your thoughts there.
Well, when we started it, I really had no idea. I wanted it to grow, but I had no idea it would get to 20 years and sort of grow every year. I started Winterfolk, I guess in 2002 or 2003, when I had applied to 200 festivals, and I got 200 rejections. So my plan was to start my own festival and hire myself, and it worked. And
we're glad you did.
Every year we find paid work for over 150 artists in February, which to me is an amazing feat.
I totally agree. So obviously this has been a tough year or so for Winterfolk. Tell me about how the pandemic has affected Winterfolk this coming year.
Well, last year the pandemic was on, and we had to make a decision, and we ended up streaming the whole thing. So we really haven't been live for 2 years. I guess the issue this year is that some of our better venues are down. The pandemic, as you know, is very hard on venues. So we're going to have to probably move back to the Danforth with those venues that are still around.
Thank you for that. And what can we expect, and everyone in the audience today and watching from live at home, what can we expect for Winterfolk this year?
Well, we hope it's going to be the biggest and best Winterfolk on record. And I'm just amazed myself, if I'm allowed to say so, that we've actually lasted 20 years, which I think is amazing. No? Oh, there we go. Yay. Okay, good. And we're trying to bring back some of our original artists that played in Winterfolk 1.
Amazing. Thank you, Brian. A round of applause for Brian, everybody. Thank you so much. Okay, guys. Up next, we have Melanie Peterson. Melanie is one of the biggest lights on the Toronto music scene. She's blessed with a voice reminiscent of an early Joni Mitchell and the ability to imbue her vocals with authentic emotion. Melanie moved to Toronto from Saskatoon to pursue a career in acting. Shout out for Saskatoon. Between acting jobs, she picked up the Gibson guitar her father had given her as a parting gift, and that soon became the second leg of her artistic journey, songwriting and performing her songs live. She was active during the pandemic, releasing an EP in November 2020 that featured the single We Got This, a song with an uplifting message. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Melanie Peterson to the stage.
Thanks for that lovely introduction. Okay, so this song was inspired by and loosely based on my relationship with a guitar student of mine, a young girl named Lillian. It was a dark and stormy day when I saw her standing in the rain. A young girl, hair of flaming red. It was known around she came from the troubled side of town. folks thought it best to just leave her be. That didn't sit well with me. Lillian, Lillian, take it from me, you don't have to be lonely anymore. Lillian, Lillian, when you need a friend, you can come run knocking on my door. Oh, Lillian. I asked her inside to warm up and get right. She could see I meant her no harm. With a furrowed brow, she climbed 3 steps into my house, and before I could say, pull up a chair, she was already sitting there. Lillian, Lillian, take it from me, you don't have to be lonely anymore. Lillian, Lillian, when you need a friend, you can come run knocking on my door. Oh, Lillian. She spotted my guitar, stared at it real hard, said she always wanted to learn how to play. I said, this is your lucky day, as the weeks flew by, like storm clouds scudding across the sky. We lit a fire so bright the world could see who Lillian was born to be. Lillian, Lillian, take it from me, you don't have to be lonely anymore. Lillian, Lillian, when you need a friend, you can come round knocking on my door. Lillian, Lillian, take it from me, you don't have to be lonely anymore. Lillian, Lillian, when you need a friend, you can come round knocking on my door. Oh, Lillian. Thank you.
Wow.
Thanks so much.
That was absolutely incredible. That was a beautiful, beautiful song. Another round of applause for Melanie Peterson, everybody. Incredible, incredible. Melanie's going to join us for a quick chat in a moment, but I just wanted to remind everybody that Winterfolk dates for 2022 are February 18, 19, and 20. And if you want more information, feel free to visit us on the website, winterfolk.com. And if you'd like to make a donation to contribute to the festival and the Roots community, winterfolk.com/live stream. Come on up, Melanie. You're welcome. Up next, we'll have Glenn Hornblast, but first we're going to be joined by singer-songwriter Melanie Peterson. That was an incredible set. How do you feel, Melanie?
I feel awesome. Thank you so much. That was so much fun.
I feel all the tingles from that last song. It was really beautiful, and I apologize for your loss this week. Really lovely that you were able to play at the funeral.
It was an honor, yeah.
All right, well, I have a few questions for you. I know that you've been streaming your performances over the last 19 months during COVID, and many venues were obviously shut down for most. How did that work for you, and how do you feel now that you can play before a live audience?
Well, do you want me to hold this? Okay, it worked very well for me. I quite enjoyed it. I made new friends and fans all over the world. Some of them are tuning in right now. And but playing live again was a bit weird because I got used to not having people applaud. So at first I was like, what is that sound? And it was off-putting. But I'm used to it again. And I remember why I love it.
Glad to hear. Glad to hear. Thank you for that. Tell me about your songwriting. It seems to have improved over the years. Not that it, I mean, you said you picked up a guitar for the first time 10 years ago, which is amazing. Tell me what your system is for creating such beautiful music.
My system is like writing every day for an hour. And don't give yourself a break. And listen to the audience. They'll tell you what's working and what's not. You know what I mean?
That makes a lot of sense. Thank you so much for being here tonight, Melanie, and we'll hopefully see you at Winterfolk Festival in a few months. Have a great night. Thank you. Round of applause again for Melanie Peterson, everybody. All right, next up we have Glenn Hornblast. Award-winning singer, songwriter Glenn is one of Canada's most top tunesmiths and lyricists. And apologies, there's quite a few tongue twisters in this bio. Thank you, Glenn and David Story. He's a compassionate and insightful songwriter who's won 2 Folk Music Ontario songs from the Heart Awards. That's an amazing feat. Round of applause for that, everybody. He writes in a range of genres, including folk, country, blues, and jazz music. And when he sings, Glenn absolutely wears his heart on both of his sleeves. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Glenn Hornblast to the stage.
Thank you very much, and thanks to the folks, all the effort that went into putting this on tonight. I'm doing the sound, someone else is doing the cameras, Brian is streaming it on his computer, so, and thank you for coming, because without the audience, there ain't no show. So thank you very much, everybody. I'm going to start off with a song that a lot of people who know my music would know. It's called Loretta. It's in C.
I remember.
Oh, Loretta, the heart is a wonderful thing. You can break it again and again, but the heart never dies. Just keep it inside, and you can't lose your pain in a bottle of cheap red wine. Oh, Loretta, you know I've been drinking again, staying up all night writing love songs and seeing your eyes. I guess you're surprised. Oh, I may be a fool, but I can't get you out of my mind. Oh, Loretta, I'm sorry for the things that I said. Your name's like a song that keeps going round in my head. Oh, Loretta, forgive me if I was unkind. Love is a drug that can drive a man out of his mind. Well, I met her in a bar on the wrong side of town. She had a little room upstairs from an all-night cafe. It rained every day. Then we had a big fight and we both went our own separate ways. Oh, Loretta, I'm sorry for the things that I said. Your name's like a song that keeps going round in my head. Oh, Loretta, forgive me if I was unkind. Love is a drug that can drive a man out of his mind. Well, I met her in a bar on the wrong side of town. She had a little room upstairs from an all-night cafe. Well, it rained every day. Then we had a big fight and we both went our own separate ways. Oh, Loretta, I'm sorry for the things that I said. Your name's like a song that keeps going round in my head. Oh, Loretta, forgive me if I was unkind. Love is a drug that can drive a man out of his mind. sorry for the things that I said. Your name's like a song that keeps going round in my head. Oh, Loretta, forgive me if I was unkind. Love is a drug, it can drive a man out of his mind. Oh, love is a drug, it can drive a man out of his mind. Oh, love is a drug, it can drive a man out of his mind.
Wow, that was incredible. Thank you so much, Glenn Hornblast. And special guest Tony Corrington and surprise performance by Harp and Norm. That was incredible. Round of applause for everybody. Now we're going to bring Glenn Hornblast up for a chat in a sec, but right before we chat, Bonnie Gladstone is going to be coming around with a jug, and we thank you in advance for all of your generous donations to Winterfolk. If it wasn't for all of your generosity, we wouldn't be here today, and we wouldn't be here in February and every year coming back, so thank you so much. And Bonnie, thank you so much for walking around. Just a reminder, if you would like more information about the festival, that takes place February 18, 19, and 20 of 2022. You can visit winterfolk.com. Stand by for Q&A, who's going to be joining us momentarily. But until then, I would love to get a few words from Glenn Hornblast himself. That was a great set, Glenn. Thank you so much. How are you feeling tonight?
I'm feeling great. It's a great night. I really appreciate the folks coming out tonight to support us.
There's actually a really full crowd here. I'm really excited about that. Glenn, I know that you've been playing Winterfolk for many, many, many years in the past. What are your thoughts about Winterfolk and how it's grown so successfully over the last 20 years?
It's a great festival, especially for local musicians, because there's a lot of festivals that hire very few local musicians, but Winterfolk hires a lot, so that's obviously good for me. And I've loved playing at Winterfolk every year. The one just before the pandemic was a great Winterfolk.
Yeah, sort of.
Really good.
Up next is Q&A. I'm very excited about this band. They are a result of the creative collaboration of award-winning musician-composer Tony Corrington and actress, singer, songwriter, comedian Zoe Adams. That's like a quadruple threat. Round of applause for her. The duo's well-crafted songs range from jazz and swing all the way to folk and bluegrass, very diverse there. Clever and heartfelt lyrics are accompanied by beautiful, memorable tunes. Zoe brings to Q&A an extensive theatrical background and years of comedy and improv, while Tony brings impressive resume of musical experience that includes a Juno and more than 20 original albums. Incredible. Not many people can say that they have a Juno, or multiple for that matter. So please give a very warm welcome for Zoe and Tony Corrington. Q&A, everybody.
So here's a little song of Toronto history. Maybe up till about 1870, before they dredged the harbor, the Don River was continuous with the island. You could walk on a sandbar from the mainland out to the islands, and there was marshy water in a few small islands. And on one of those small islands lived this guy named Catfish Joe. This is real. And he spelled his name J-O. And I've always been very taken with the stories about him, so we made up this little song.
And it's going to be on our History of Toronto Volume 2 album.
That's not a joke.
No, it's not.
Catfish Joe, he lives on an island down where the dawn flows into the lake.
Catfish Joe don't bother nobody. He just loves fishing for fishing's sake.
Spends his days by the marshy waters, book and a pipe and a fishing pole.
Studies the clouds as they wheel and wander.
Looks up at night, watches the heavens roll.
Catfish Joe. He knows the river and he knows its flow.
Knows every inch of the riverside, and he knows all the places where the catfish hide.
Makes his home in a kind of a lean-to, watching the seasons come and go.
Don't do nothing that he doesn't mean to. Takes it easy and takes it slow.
Catfish Joe's got an education, knows much more than most people do. PhD in peaceful
He
living.
can fish in Greek and Latin too. Hey,
Catfish Joe, Catfish Joe.
the council says he's got to go.
And the worthy citizens of this town just can't abide him being round.
Because he smells like,
Fish,
because all he ever eats is,
fish,
and all he talks about is,
fish.
and he looks like,
A contemptible vagrant.
and if you were to ask him his dearest way, he'd say, I just want to live on my island, down where the dawn flows into the lake. I don't want to bother anybody, I just love fishing for fishing's sake. I want to
Spend my days by the marshy waters, book and a pipe and a fishing pole. Study the clouds as they weave and wander.
look up at night and watch the heavens roll.
Look up at night, watch the heavens roll.
Thank you. Shelly Adams,
Johnny Clarendon!
thank you so much.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
Wow, incredible performance by Q&A. A round of applause again for this fantastic duo. A reminder that Winterfolk dates next year, February 18, 19, and 20. And if you would like more information about the festival, jump online at www.winterfolk.com. And again, we so appreciate donations. I know that Bonnie's going to be coming around with a jug for anybody that just joined us. And if you'd like to make a live donation for those streaming at home, winterfolk.com/stream is the address there. Noah Zacharin is up next, but in the meantime, I would love to welcome Q&A up to the stage to do a quick interview and have a little chat. Hi, guys.
Hi, everyone.
That was an incredible set. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Let's start with Tony. Tony, your association with Winterfolk and Brian Gladstone specifically goes way back to Winterfolk 20 years ago. Your age is showing once again, sorry to say, sir. Round of applause for 20 years of loyalty. So as louder, he can't hear it. So as part of the Winterfolk team that organized the first actual Winterfolk, what are your thoughts, and did you ever consider that it would grow annually with such velocity every year until now?
Well, I'll tell you the truth. I think myself and Brian, we were not sure that it would last for 20 years. I mean, that's an incredible achievement to keep it going with the variable resources at hand. I mean, there's no shortage of talent, but everything else, you know, the logistics and the money,
Okay with it
that's
being
just
up
been
here?
an amazing
Just picture
run.
up better
So,
when we had it down there.
you know,
Wasn't
I look
doing
forward
so
to
good.
it growing
But up
even
here it's
more.
doing really good.
Absolutely. We're so excited to see you at Winterfolk 20 next year. Absolutely. Zoe, you're my next victim. Such a charismatic personality on stage. I loved your performance. Thank you so much for that. I know that you and Tony are now a dynamic duo, writing, especially songwriting team, and that you're performing on a regular basis together. What are your thoughts on collaboration with Tony? And feel free to fully divulge. And what aspirations do you have for this particular duo?
Well, Tony is a Canadian treasure and a living legend, and I feel very fortunate to be able to work with somebody who shares a brain with me. We literally, actually before we started Q&A, we worked together for 15 or more years in a duo called Paper Moon, and we did the American Songbook and had a lot of fun with that, and we still do that. But on a dare, we started writing songs, and to date, together we've written 126. 7. We have a new one this week. So yes, it's a wonderful opportunity to develop our own style, which is very eclectic. And in terms of aspirations, gee, we'd love it if people would enjoy the songs. For us, it's a treat to be able to indulge ourselves writing, and we'd love to just get our music out there. You know, that's what we want to do. And if anybody's out there who wants to talk to us about either writing a song for them or covering some of our material, we're open to that. We just want to hear it.
I love the selfless plug. Fantastic. Thank you, Q&A. You guys are freaking fantastic. Excited to see you at Winterfolk next year. Thank you so much. Another round of applause for Q&A, everybody. Okie dokie, ladies and gentlemen. Next up is Noah Zacharin. Noah, a widely acclaimed guitar master, multi-genre songwriter, and a dynamic performer. His recordings have all gained and garnered popular and critical praise, and as a soloist, he has opened for shows for Odetta, David Lindley, Dave Van Ronk, Jesse Winchester, Alex DeGrassi, and Fairport Convention. Round of applause for those accomplishments. That's absolutely incredible. Noah has performed internationally in hundreds of venues, from club to concert hall. As a producer and instrumentalist, he has performed with some of Canada's finest and appears on not 40, not 50, but 60 recordings by artists from across North America. He is also known as the King of the Free Times, perhaps coined by Judy, I'm not quite sure. But that's incredible, and I would love for everyone to give a warm welcome to Noah Zacharin. Welcome to the stage, everybody.
Thanks. Thank you. I just want to show, going back to my folk roots, I'm going to use a capo. It's risky business. This is definitely a song that I started writing here at the Free Times. It was a night. All the tables were covered with red and white checkered tablecloths. And I thought that was very nice, but a little bit continental for my taste. So I changed it to blue tablecloths. I wrote this song. It's called 10 Tons of Road. Thank you very much for being here, and thanks for listening, and thanks for all, I'm glad, most of us are still alive. See you down the road. There's a blue cloth on the table, a pint or two to hold it down. You know how the wind blows wild in the dim light of this town. There's a pair of hands I held, a pair of eyes in which I drowned. Where's the paradise I've been shaking in when love made the siren sound? 10 tons of road beneath my wheels, a million miles of skies above. Can I take me far enough to ever forget our love? I keep a couple of pieces of gravel in the heel of my left shoe. They remind me as I travel of each step I took away from you. Now there's a carving in an old oak tree my sweet edge penknife made. Where are you, my darling? It's cold here, so cold in the shade. tons of road beneath my wheels, 1,000,000 miles of skies above. Cannot take me far enough to ever forget our love. Tulips there opening as the daffodil begins to wilt, and the crocus, it's just history. See this house I've built. I wanna know everything, I wanna love everyone. When you come to me and my money's gone, I'll buy you drinks with gold of the sun. 10 tons of road beneath my wheels, 1,000,000 miles of skies above. Cannot take me far enough to ever forget our love. Thank you. And now I'm going over here.
That was incredible. A warm round of applause for Noah Zakarin. Incredible. He's going to be joining us up here in a minute or two. But before then, I just want to remind everybody that our festival dates for next year's Winterfolk are February 18, 19, 20 of 2022. And for more information, you can visit winterfolk.com. And if you would love to spread your generosity and support Winterfolk and the Roots community, feel free to make a donation online at winterfolk.com/stream. And now I'd like to invite Noah Zakarin up for a quick chat. Round of applause, everybody. Hi, Noah. That was an incredible set. How are you feeling?
I'm good. Thank you.
He's feeling good. He's feeling it. Do you want to put your guitar down? We might get tangled over here. So we have referred to you, and I have personally, earlier this evening, as the king of the free times. So everyone's wondering in the audience, how long has your association been with the venue? How long does it go back? And what was your first gig here and when?
Which question do you want to answer first?
Whatever order you prefer, sir.
I think my first experience here was before I moved here. It was not all that successful. So when I moved to Toronto in '87 and started coming out to the open mic and started hosting and played a lot. So I don't remember the first gig, but it was a long time ago, and it only got better.
That makes sense as far as your title, King of the Free Times. Thank you for that. So you have absolutely been an active member of the Toronto music scene as long as I can remember personally. And looking back, what are some of the highlights of your musical journey that you can share with us tonight?
Well, you're asking the tough questions tonight.
It's my job.
So just everybody that I've ever played with, and there's opportunities. I love being a backup guitar player. And really that was my first ambition before I didn't ever really want to be a solo performer. I like playing guitar for other people, and I did a lot of that in Montreal, and I did even more of that once I moved here. And so anybody that I've ever accompanied and records I've played on, it's always been a great pleasure, and to just add a little bit of, a little bit of coriander, a little bit of nutmeg to the broth.
I love it. Thank you for that, Noah. Round of applause for Noah Zacharin, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you at Winterfolk next year.
What's that?
We'll see you at Winterfolk 20 next year.
Yeah, I think so. I think I got an invitation. Yes, I'll be there. Yes.
Amazing. Awesome. Thank you so much, Noah. All right, well, unfortunately, I have to say the evening is coming to a close. I want to thank everybody so much for being here tonight, everybody who joined us live stream, everyone who's here tonight. Thank you so much. A round of applause for yourselves, the audience, who's been so incredible in the support for this amazing preview show leading up to Winterfolk 20. I think it's really important to take some time to thank everybody who kind of made tonight possible and the festival in general. And obviously all of the great performers and all the wonderful staff at the Free Times Cafe that made tonight possible, especially operator and owner Judy Purley. Big round of applause for Judy for letting us take over her back room and do incredible things on the stage. So thank you for that. We'll come time and again. And we'd also love to thank the Canadian Heritage Foundation for their support and contribution to this Winterfolk preview. But also thank you to the audience in this room and streaming live. We so appreciate all of your support. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. I'm Lindsay Gladstone, and we'll see you at Winterfolk 2020, February 18, 19, and 20, 2022. Take care, everyone. Thank you.